I've said it for 5 months. Trade for Trey Hendrickson. I don't care if he can't stop the run. You can't get to the quarterback.
Jeff, welcome into the Football Friday edition of Birds 365. Jeff, this is a rare one here, my friend. I don't even know what to make it. I don't even know how to intro you, Jeff. We got beaten our ass beat by the New York Football Giants last night.
Yeah, with all due respect, I probably could care less about any sporting event for the next 6 months. So,
wow.
And you guys,
it's a bad night for Philadelphia.
It's a really bad night, and I'm. It's funny because I'm watching the Phillies on one TV and I'm watching the Eagles on the other, and I'm just watching Jaxson Dart just kick the living what out of the Eagles.
Oh my goodness!
While the Phillies, whatever you want to call it, was happening. So, yeah, it sucks, and I had to log off the socials last night. I can't take stupidity, and I can't take overreactions, and it's funny because I write an overreactions column for all the primetime games.
Well, what's the truth then, Jet? What did you see from when it comes to the Eagles? We'll talk about the Phillies a little bit later.
I'll tell you who I'm going to blame. Howie Roseman. This is Howie Roseman's disaster.
Oh, we're getting Howie.
I like that.
Howie.
When you have a Timo off season, this is exactly what you paid for.
Yeah,
exactly.
Then no wonder they were mad at John for saying that Timo off season. Yeah, you're damn right. Timo might be generous. That thing is the Dollar General.
Yeah. Hey, Temu products actually work for a day.
Yeah, right.
I've never bought anything from Temu.
Near have I. So
Can't say I have, folks.
You know what you get when you buy Temu? A spammed computer.
Yeah, well, they owe us a couple G's at least, I think, from free.
Yeah, we're giving them free pub right.
Yeah. I dubbed it. I like that. I stand by it. I think that's what it was, and it is shaping out that way. It's interesting. Baldy just put up a quick thing about mirrored routes. Make a pre-snap decision, pick a side, and fire away. He put up a clip where both AJ and Devontae are open in a quick throw. And again, this is a point that I brought up. The ball has got to come out, man. Devontae's more open than AJ. They had sort of mirrored routes on both sides, and they're both open, and the ball's not coming out. That's a big problem as well. It's a very big problem.
It's that whole risk-averse thing.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, that part. There's so many issues. Which is amazing.
I can't take it. Look, I blame Petula for a lot of stuff too. I blame his offense for a lot of stuff, but I cannot take a team seriously that just does not have a pass rush. The fact that they just ignored edge rusher all season.
I know, and they value that position, have historically, more than just about anything else but quarterback.
Your best edge rusher wasn't even on the team week 1. It's a disgrace.
No.
Jeff, am I wrong to be just as pissed at the offense as I am at the defense? Like, I feel like our expectation on this offense is
absolutely. I think whatever way you want to swing it today, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like I get it. The defense played like dog water. But at the end of the day, when are we going to be able to say thank you, offense? How many times last year did we say thank you, defense? We have a $250 million offense. We can't thank them for a win ever. They don't carry the weight ever. They put up 17 points in the Giants. They had another second half with 0 points.
3 straight games, right? Am I correct on that?
No, that was wrong. Jeff and I both got that wrong. But they haven't been good in the second half. So I'll take the hit for that. But they haven't been good in the second half. And they were terrible yesterday in the second half offensively. Now the interception, obviously, that was a good drive. They were down, and that's been this Eagles offense. They're 3 and out, or they're efficient, and that was, you're saying, all right, they got a first down, and they're being efficient, and they're moving down the field. You think they're going to get back in the game, and then bang, throws an out on the inside shoulder. It's going the other way, and that's pretty much the game. Which again, I talk about this risk-averse philosophy and playing on the edge and playing close games, and you're always in a fight, and then the ball doesn't go the way you expected, and the whole game is gone. So people shouldn't be surprised by this. But where I differ with a lot of people, and I certainly know I differ with Zander on this, and Mike Gill is the one who brought it up to me about 2 weeks ago, and I started to say, we got to stop comparing this offense to great offenses. There's no evidence that it's that.
It's mediocre.
It's never been that. But I think people look at the parts, and the sum of the parts has never been greater than the parts.
All right, so
the parts are great.
Are the individuals not as good as we think they are? When I say A.J. Brown, top 3 receiver, Devontae Smith, a top 10 receiver, Dallas Goedert, a top 5 tight end, offensive line, normally a top 3 tight offensive line. Is it the individuals that make up?
A little bit. A.J. has been top 5. Devontae's never been a top 10 receiver in the NFL. Never.
Talent-wise, you could maybe make the argument. Production,
never. Dallas one time may have been in the conversation to be top 5.
Dallas is having
he's coming off a great game. He's having a hell of a year, but he's not top 5 tight end in the NFL any longer, if he ever was. And the offensive line is typically the best or second best at worst. And they're a little bit down from that, which leaves the quarterback. And the quarterbacks, where everybody got so upset, that's probably where the quarterback is. 10, 8 on a good year, maybe 12 on a bad year.
If you can't get Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown involved more than we have, you're not 10. Sorry.
Well, yeah, but how many people got upset every time one of those lists comes out and Matthew Stafford's ahead of them or Justin Herbert's ahead of them, and they lose their fucking minds? And
you should hear him today. Oh, everybody's on them. Everybody's on them. Yeah, everybody should be on them.
Well, that's the life of an NFL quarterback, which, that's everybody gets it. I forget it. But what coach was talking about that last week, Jeff? Mean, that's the life of an NFL quarterback. You get all the shit, but you get all the praise too. It's a give and take.
That wasn't Mike McDaniel that said that, wasn't it?
It was Mike, yes, with Tua. Yes, and it was good. Mike's kind of a whack job, but it was good. But it was good. The comment was great. It's like, yeah, I mean, there's pressure of being an NFL quarterback, man. Doesn't matter what city, where, what level. If you perform, if you have a bad offensive game, you're going to get shit. That's the way it works. Sometimes it's fair, sometimes it's unfair. But this mentality that this should be one of the best high-flying offenses, there's no evidence of that.
Yeah, Zander nailed it. You nailed it, John. Like, where? Show me the proof.
It doesn't exist.
They had a top 10 offense statistically with Brian Johnson.
Yeah. Leave the production out of it for a second. What the roster? Is the roster a top 5 offense?
The parts should be a top 5 offense. If you had a different style of quarterback, but you don't. So you take advantage of what you have.
I really do think the issue right now is teams figured out how to stop their version of the running game, the +1, put 8 in the box. And they are daring this quarterback to beat them through the air.
Now it's about simulated pressure. Teams move quickly, man.
Yep. This sim pressure, John, they're bringing it all over the place.
Now it's about simulated pressure. And by the way, and this is because I know everybody's going to run. McMullen hates Jalen Hurts.
He loves Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I know. They could easily become a better passing offense by going a different way at quarterback. It doesn't mean they become a better team.
Thank you.
That's what people are missing. And I think I would argue strongly that they would not be better, but they would look better passing the football with a different style of quarterback.
Also, I think we've been spoiled a little bit. They lost 2 games in 5 days, and they couldn't lose 2 games in 371 days.
Well, they're definitely spoiled. No
They got
doubt about
embarrassed
that.
last night, though.
I did think it is funny they lost to a team that can't beat the Saints.
Oh my God, what a league this is! By
I
the way.
love it.
It is.
This is why I watch it.
People. I love what people with the transitive theory. Well, they lost to so and so they're better. It's like, this league is so even, so parity driven, and that's what was so brilliant about the Eagles' run. They're doing all this in a parity league where everybody loses. Everybody has a shitty game, and you go, "What the hell happened?" And they lose to a team you're 99% sure they're going to beat, which rarely happens to the Eagles. It just happened to the Eagles. And it's been a long time since that has happened. But, 2 weeks from now, I expect them to destroy the Giants because of what happened. This league is crazy.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've seen a lot of New York media saying they're back and they're gonna upseat the Eagles. It's so funny.
I think 5 weeks from now, this loss will look worse than it did on the night because they will go back to being the New York Giants.
I'm gonna go back to.
Can we blame them? To be frank, can we blame them? I mean, we're bailing out the Eagles' offense. They got all these weapons running over. He's throwing to Jalen Hyatt, what's the guy's name?
Little Jordan Humphrey.
Jordan Humphrey.
Wandale Robinson.
Wandale's a pretty good player. I mean,
the Giants are playing with.
Yeah, I'll tell you what bothers me. This is the pass rush. The Giants' offensive line is a joke.
Not Andrew Thomas.
Not Andrew Thomas, but the rest of them are. And you can't get to the quarterback.
No, they couldn't. Jordan Davis is a fine player when he's next to Jalen Carter. When Jalen Carter ain't out there, he disappears. I get it.
By the way, John, can we pat ourselves on the back like Howie Roseman does every time he wins? Jalen's Hunt. We told you. We told you.
Yeah.
10 sacks. Anybody who thought that guy was going to get 10 sacks this year. Come on. I like Jalix, but
how about Brian Burns, guys?
That's a pass rusher.
That's a pass rusher, is right.
He had a good year last year, and it was masked because the Giants were so terrible. I loved when they got Brian Burns.
Yeah, he's a good player. He is a big time pass rusher.
And Dexter Lawrence is a stud too.
Yeah, Dexter Lawrence is. They're really good. Abdul's good, even though he's gotten a lot of pressures, but hasn't gotten home yet, but they're good up front.
That will happen at some point.
That's the one part where they're legitimately good on the defensive front. And that's a good thing to build off of because the Eagles have fallen back on the defensive front. I mean, they are really a completely different team with no Jalen Carter. And Jalen's not even playing up to his usual standard. And they're just so much better when he's on the field. And he'll be back next week. So it's not a long-term injury, but it looked ugly without Jalen Carter yesterday.
Yeah, you could tell how much they miss him. And like Xander's right. Like Jordan Davis is a good player, but think about Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
You're not paying Jordan. And again, you're not also paying Jordan Davis that type of money. You're just not.
Yeah. Where do we go from here? Because this is my problem with the conversation about the offense right now. The 2024 offensive line is gone, and it's never coming back. In fact, Cam Jurgens might never be the same player after that season with the back surgery. Landon Dickerson, I have seen nothing to believe that he's all of a sudden just going to be healthy at some point this year. Lane Johnson's closer to retirement than he's ever been. We thought maybe 2-3 years. I think it could be this year, could be it. Jordan Mailata is not the same player. Tyler Steen, as okay as he's been, he certainly doesn't bring you what Mekhi Becton brought. You don't have that offensive line last year.
Yeah,
so
I
where
agree,
do you
Xander.
go from here? What are we trying to be on offense? Because I understand they're trying to be this running team or this risk-averse team or this Jalen Hurts offense. Doesn't work without a no line, dude. It doesn't work without a no line.
Draft and develop. you got to draft and develop players, especially in the offensive line. They show me they really can't do this on the defensive line. Like Nolan Smith's a fine player, but he's not here right now. And
remember when people didn't want to trade Nolan Smith for Myles Garrett?
yeah, I know. Oh, by the way, I've said it for 5 months. Trade for Trey Hendrickson. I don't care if he can't stop the run. You can't get to the quarterback.
I love when Zander brings up some of these.
I do too. This is why I like Zander. Because Zander just has all those receipts stored and filed. I need Zander to do my taxes.
Yeah, right. Oh, please don't put that on my plate. Yeah, Jeff, I thought this was an ugly one, my man. This was an ugly one.
Oh,
Jeff, let me ask you this, because John didn't take the bait on this, which is fine. But I do want to get your. Did you watch from home, Jeff?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, so you watched from which is good for this conversation. I was upset on the postgame show, Jeff, not because the team lost, but it looked to me like they gave up in the game. It did. Now, again, I'm not going to ask you to go there, but I want you to give me your perspective.
No, it had that feeling. It really did. When you were looking at and again,
you hear Kirk Herbstreit, Jeff, with 6 minutes to go in the game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's called thousands of football games. He's like, this Eagles team is they're out. You
know what?
By the way, I forgot to. I meant to. Boy, I wish I would have met Kirk's dog.
Oh yeah, he brings his dog to every game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that he was there. I didn't even think about it. But,
yeah.
That's why I was kind of bummed I didn't go last night. I wanted to see Kirk's dog. I know a couple people on that.
John distracted us with the dog. What's the response to the question, Jeff?
You know what's it? This is the point I was trying to make. You know when I noticed it? When Jalen threw the pick and I saw AJ's reaction.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Well, what was the reaction?
He kind of looked like he gave up.
He was open. He was open.
Yeah, he was open.
But I don't think the progression was. I think he went right with the progression. It was just a bad ball. That's what he described it as.
And by the way, I want to know. You know what I want to know right now with this football team? Was there a meeting between AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, and Saquon Barkley or not? Because it doesn't seem like there actually was.
By the way, AJ, yeah, I think AJ's just trying to defuse.
Yeah, I think he was being.
By the way, I'm looking at somebody put up the clip of the overthrow on the deep ball to Devontae. It is the same damn thing. His head goes up and he slows down. Now it's a bad throw, but I'm just proving that
it's not all Jalen.
Well, that one, because there was so much space, he could have just laid it up there, and nobody was. It's probably not a touchdown if you underthrow it. They'll catch up and it won't be a touchdown, but you got a big play. So that's completely on Jalen because he's so wide open. But I'm just to all those. The minute his head goes up, trying to track the football, he slows down because he's a human being.
That was an egregious.
I'm telling you guys, and you guys know this. This ain't Madden. They're not computers. They're humans.
No, I get it.
They have errors. I just watched a guy who knows to throw the ball to first base last night. Didn't do it.
Oh my God!
That's
your guy.
That is my guy. Trust me. The socials were off last night.
My Lord! I mean,
my mind is though after this is like, can this team win if they don't have this perfect setup that they had last year, where they had the best running game in football and the best defense in football? Like, is there any ability for us to say they overcame the obstacles on offense? It doesn't feel like we have that at all. And we just talked about it. This offense, they don't have the evidence of being this high-powered offense, clearly. But I was under the impression, or at least hopeful, that they'd be able to make some. That's the game of football. It's not always perfect. Sometimes you got to overcome more. This year they got to overcome a lot. They ain't overcoming shit.
I'm so speechless when it comes to this offense, John. So go ahead.
It's Shield, our buddy Shield Capati. It just Shield's a big advanced stats guy. Eagles offense below league average in EPA per drive, success rate, explosive play rate, running back rushing success rate.
They have, I think they're 29th in 10-yard plays.
Yeah, they have no explosive.
They're first and 3 and outs.
Yeah. Yeah, right now the offense is just overrated. I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, people think it should be good. And it certainly should be better. I'm not saying they shouldn't think, but they shouldn't think it should be this amazing offense because there's no evidence of that. That's what I'm saying.
You know what one of my biggest fears was, and look, he'll disagree with me to the death, and he did this offseason, but Saquon Barkley, I'm telling you, when you have a 2,000-yard season, the following year never goes. Oh, no, history.
Hey,
you're big on history. That's what he told me.
I've been shocked. Well, you're right that, and Saquon's even said that, but
Yeah.
I do not think Saquon is any less of what he was as an athlete. In fact, I think he was better in training camp. I think he was more explosive. I think you saw when they caught him on Alex Singleton. He's just blowing by him.
He's still the same guy, in my opinion. I just think things change.
I think the physicality took more out of the offensive line than it took out of Saquon.
100%. Look, I just brought it up to you, John, earlier in the show. Mekhi Becton is hurt in L.A. Cam Jurgens coming off of back surgery. I hope Cam can get back to what he was, but back surgeries are tough, man. That back surgery.
You know what, Zander? He'll get back to what he was next year.
You think so?
Yes. I know. Look, you need a whole year. And they had such a short offseason to begin. That's why I think Landon's having the issues he's having. I think it takes a toll.
I mean, no doubt. That offensive line. I said at the start of the show, take the offensive line and just put it in your history book. The thing ain't coming back. It's got dust on top of it. It ain't coming back.
And I'll tell you what, I remember the days when Barrett Brooks and Joe Panos were on this offensive line. It was not pretty.
Yeah, it's still, comparatively speaking, it's still pretty
good. So sorry, Barrett, if you're listening, I
apologize. Yeah, I mean, and by the way, your boy, I got to get one Phillies thing in there. I mean, JT Real Mute is pointing. Come on.
I know.
I was waiting to talk to Phillies because I know we're going to tangent on it. I was on the halftime show, Jeff, when that happened, and people are in the chat erupting about it. And I'm like, what happened? What happened? I get off and I watch that play, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm telling you guys, I take this advice very, very personally. But when everybody tells me, think before you press send, I had to do that a lot last night because there were a couple things I wanted to say that would not benefit anybody.
Well, they'll benefit the Birds 365 audience, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just
I mean, look, that's a high stress situation, high leverage situation. But boy,
I just don't like how
bad for Kirkering, man. I do.
I just don't like the whole cut him, get rid of him. He doesn't deserve to be back. DMing him, like, come on, man.
I mean, people are scumbags who do that kind of stuff. Like, poor Donnie Moore. Look up the story of Donnie Moore. People who do that are scumbags. At the end of the day, it's just a game. But and the other thing, in football, to say it's never one play. In baseball, it's like, well, what was that? The 11th inning? How far did they go?
The 11th inning.
11th inning. You could always hit in the 3rd inning or 4th inning.
Yeah, the showman can have an RBI in the series.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously neither team hit, and the pitchers deserve credit for that. But I agree with you all. People DMing them and wishing them death, and those people are scumbags.
Yeah,
sports.
There are some Phillies fans that are really viral for multiple reasons, whether they're super fans or whatever, and they're around the same age as him. He handles it so much better than you did, and you're not even in the situation. So shut up.
Is Topper done? Is Topper done?
No, come on.
No, I don't think so because of how they fought. Because of how they fought, I don't think so.
I'm not like.
I hope not. I think it's.
I like Rob a lot, and I think what Rob did in that moment just shows you. Look, the players love him. I'm going to tell you.
I think there's big changes coming to the Phillies.
Oh, there's going to be changes, Zander. I agree with you.
And Topper might just look. Sometimes things just run its course. You know, I'm not one of the people that's like, he's the worst manager, fire him. But I don't know. Will it benefit this team to get a fresh voice? I don't know. I defended him last year when everybody wanted to fire him after the playoffs. I don't know. I'm thinking a fresh voice.
By the way, like everybody was on Nick Castellanos. I don't blame him. I agree with Jimmy Rollins, bad timing, all that. That ain't the reason why you lost. But you're pissed off because A, what he said is right, and B, he has 1 foot out the door. So take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, you're right about that. No
and the people saying these comments have 1 foot out the door. The ones who aren't, don't. It's simple. He's fed up. I'm not even sure if it's him. It might be his manager.
Yeah, by the way, the Dodgers are pretty good.
I'll say.
Oh, the Dodgers are really good. Oh, by the way, their starters who did not pitch in the playoffs pitched in their bullpen. That's how they fix their bullpen.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was their one issue. I mean, the Dodgers are the best team in baseball, but because they didn't have the best record in baseball, you know, people
a lot of guys hurt
assumed,
this year.
and that's just a bad draw. But and they fought, and they scored more runs than the Dodgers. The Dodgers weren't hitting either. Didn't they score more runs than
they scored more runs than the Dodgers? And you know what? It's my dad texted me last night and said this felt like the 1978 NLCS. And I said, yeah, didn't the Dodgers win on a walk-off in that too? And he said, yep, in the bad. Just like, not as bad as last night, but he said it was kind of similar.
By the way, in the Flott, I'm looking at the Flott interception to get it back to football.
Yeah, my boy Flott. He's out here making a name for himself on that sucker. I never heard that name.
You know, if Saquon didn't have the angle on him, Jalen might have chased him down. So to the given up standpoint, to the point of those people who want to say, oh, they're not trying. I mean, those guys are busting their ass trying to.
By the way, John, you were in the locker room. What did you make of Lane's comments in the moment?
Well, Lane is very he hasn't spoken a lot this year. So when he speaks, you know, sort of like E.F. Hutton, you know, everybody's listening. So yeah, I mean, anytime Lane speaks nowadays, it's a big deal. So, and obviously he said some talked about the predictability of the offense. But, you know, as I brought up on our post-game show, they're pretty damn predictable last year.
They just won.
Yeah.
You know it.
But they just were better than everybody else and executed better than everybody else. So